Well, hello, everyone. As you come into the building, hi. I'm sorry. Hey, Fayette. Hey, everybody. It's Saturday, and we're silly. Hey, Ashton. Hey, little baby. Um, I'm sorry. I was looking at something. Happy Child, Mod Squad in the room. Hey, everybody. How art thou? How are we doing? What's going on today? Ashton. Ashton. Um, when y'all supposed to have an episode last night? Or is it supposed to be tonight? Inquiring minds want to know. Hey, New Jones. Hey, L Love. Hey, MVN. Hey, everyone. I'm glad to see y'all are up in here today. I know. I know. I was supposed to do Silly Saturday this morning. Tonight, you believe. Crossing our fingers, God willing. I love Todd to death, but you know how Todd is about getting stuff out in time. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, what do y'all got going on? Let me see. Patty Duke, Amber. Hey everybody, Todd's birthday is tomorrow, so child, he may be drunk. So child, I gotta wish Todd a happy birthday. Oh, that's so Todd is a Pisces. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, that is so unfortunate. I wish you wouldn't have told me he was a Pisces. I'm gonna hit him up. So what's going on, y'all? I just came from lunch, a late lunch with a good friend of mine who I've known. Ooh, we've known each other more than 20 years now, over 20 years now. Dear God, we're so old. Sherrod, Todd, and Jordan. Oh, Pisces. Oh, dear God. Mm. Something about me and Pisces, man. I don't know. We just don't mesh well together because Pisces men change every day of the year. Like they're a different person every day they wake up, and you never know what you're gonna get. And the Capricorn in me likes stability. We like to know what we're dealing with. We like to know everything that's going on. And when you, because I've dated a Pisces, my mom is a Pisces. And so when you wake up with a Pisces and yesterday they were happy, tomorrow, I mean, today they're depressed, tomorrow they're angry, the day after that they're shy and jovial. Like it's a different person. Child. No, no, no. Geminis are the ones that have two split personalities. Pisces don't have the two. Pisces have 365 personalities, and it's frustrating. And you want to just who the fuck is this in my background? Fuck. Why are you here, sir? Why are you here? Why are you here?
Don't start with me, please. I already had to cut my music off to do this. What's up, everybody?
Ashton, let me say this about Taurus men. the best sex that I've ever had in my life, my top five best sexual experiences, four of the five are Taurus men. I'm thinking about my top five. Four of those five are Taurus men. You people are dangerous. And you know what's so messed up about Taurus is they will fuck your soul and then just go away like nothing. They'll act like nothing happened and won't give you the time of day. Like it's just business as usual. Oh, I can't stand Tauruses for that. Have you laid out all of your feelings and then they just be like, well, whatever, I'm gone. Are you supposed to be painting yourself as a white woman or something?
No, I'm not. This is
I
just
can't deal with Aquarius men are great for sex, but they're too emotional. They base too much of how they move and their feelings on emotion, and I just can't find myself. Aquarius men are polar opposites of Capricorn men, and I just can't. It's hard for me to even sometimes be friends with Aquarius because we just don't see it for each other. We don't see it. We don't see eye to eye. Just yeah, some of my fiercest arguments and some of the people who I loathe most in life have been Aquarius. I said the Aquarius men. I didn't say the Aquarius women because I have great relationships and friends with my Aquarius women, but the Aquarius men. Mm. Hey, Laurie.
is really be in here because I need to let her know something.
Hey, everybody. I see y'all are up in here. Hey, Rachel.
Come
D.
on, Rachel.
It's taking me down too, little baby. Because you got me over here just chilling. You got this woman over here getting dogged up in paint, dear God.
This
I'm like, are
boy.
you transforming into a white woman? Because
No,
why does
I'm
it
not.
have to be 12 shades lighter than
Because I'm going for a full transformation. So I'm laying down a lighter base and I'm just going to build darker. It's a process, hon. It's a process. Trust it. You
I
gonna
don't
come
know.
see me? Because the reason why I'm doing this, if you haven't told the people, may I?
Let me set you up, God. Okay. So Ty is getting all dolled up. He has a big um event tonight on his Bigo channel. Um he's on if you have the Bigo app, you can go and search for your boy Ty. And URBOITY, just like it is on here. And he is going at starting at 8 o'clock, he's gonna have this whole lip sync thing that he's doing on his channel on Bigo. He's gonna start off at 8 and then he's gonna have a contest where some people are gonna come on and they're going to compete in lip sync contests and win money. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
So getting himself prepared for that because
Thank
he's
you
gonna
for
be
that. I feel
he's
like
gonna be full drag.
I feel like
Mind
Data from Star Trek right now.
mind you, he's more and more starting to live in his truth and live as a woman
As a
on and off
performer,
camera.
as a performer, yes.
On and off camera. You know, he go to the little bodega down the block and full out drag now,
Not
full
yet.
out child.
I tried to stock up on everything I need so I don't have to go back out. I got me about 5 Pepsis, 2 pack of Skims. I need
See, are you
some
geisha? Makeup? Are you doing a reenactment of memoirs of a geisha? Okay. Oh,
thank you button.
oh boy. But yeah, I listen, y'all. Tired, think tired. Cause I was like this morning. I was so tired. I just wanted to sleep all morning long. And I wasn't even going to come and do a silly Saturday because I said maybe I'll do it later. But then I just got lazy. I said I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay in bed.
And I was like, get up, homo.
He did. And then my friend called me and I went out to lunch with him. And so when I was out to lunch with him, I said, "Oh, I'm really gonna go home and just lay down and not be bothered." And Ty called me and said, "You need to go. Where's your silly Saturday?" I'm like, "Oh, dude." And we're here, and
Oh
we
no.
are, and we've been talking about signs. Ty is a Cancer. No, Ty is not a Cancer. Ty is a Leo. Sorry, excuse me. Um, one of my
Child.
is a Leo. The one that some people would say is my best ex or the ex that everybody likes is a Leo. And so yes. Where's your next destination? You mean in terms of traveling? I want to tell you, but I'm not. It's going to be a surprise. I'm going to leave it at that. I
Somewhere
thought
with
it
the
was next,
boys, I'm sure.
I thought it was going to be next month, but it looks like it's going to be in April. I'm not going to tell you, but you'll know. You will know. And you'll be surprised. You'll be like, oh, okay. So y'all know I'll let y'all know once I get there. Once I land, I'll be like, oh, I'm in so and so. And let me know. Come bust through. You know what, Rachel? I have been told that is going all the way back to my early days going out. The as we used to call them back in the day, we used to call them drag queens. We used to call them the dragons, the dragons back in the day. And they used to always say, "Oh, I love your bone structure, and I'd love to put you in pain." And I say, "I'd love to fuck you up too." How about
Girl,
that?
child.
Sure.
You was running away from your truth, huh? All these
So,
years.
well, let me ask you this, Ty, since we were talking about astrological signs and sex. Which sign have you had your best sex from?
I don't know because some of my best sex came from people I don't even remember their name.
Or people in the
And
middle of the world,
I didn't ask their son.
right? People who you never know their name, never know their birth date. So that makes sense.
Some of them.
When you're a whole ass whore, you just have gentlemen callers and randoms in the middle of the subway,
That's what you want to call it.
in the bathroom.
That's what you
Dear
want.
God, child.
I'm a
He ain't
respect.
running no more, Rachel. Rachel, he is not running from his truth.
I'm a respectable whore.
Um, but yeah, I will say now that being now, Ashton, I don't want you to think that just because my best sexes come from Taurus, then that means that you automatically have good sex. Because all of my Taurus men had to meet my size criteria. So I'm a size queen. Sorry. I have size criteria. Listen, Ty, it's bad when the makeup people are making fun of your makeup.
Who?
Lil Baby is a part of the makeup sector.
Little baby ever do drag? Little baby got to transform a masculine face into a feminine face.
You're not transforming a masculine face into a feminine face, so how is it different? I mean, where's the masculine face?
You're not gonna try me. I'm supposed to be getting ready high.
Oh,
This
girl.
this is my Zen moment. I I don't usually hold conversations during this time. It's just me and my music.
Mind you,
I bet you
so
if you come to the show, I won't be looking like this. I can assure you
y'all,
that.
let's all go and support Ty and make sure that we support him in his endeavor tonight.
Thank you guys. I
Um,
would really love to see you
it
all.
the Bigo app.
And even though it's a gifting type of situation, I don't expect at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on the dot, I'll be opening up, and then the competition starts after that. But on Bigo, Bigo.
So yeah, it's at 8. He said he's starting at 8 on the dot. His performance. Are you gonna tell us what you're performing, or is it a surprise?
No, I'm lip syncing. I'm not telling.
Oh wait, I haven't looked. See, I'm on the I'm not on YouTube. I'm on the StreamYard app. Hold on, button Jessica. Let me see. Let me see if you got your 6 month. Let me see if you got your hold on. Let me go on YouTube. Hold on. All right, so I'm on YouTube.
Where little baby at? See,
Oh
I'm
shoot,
saying
I
something.
see you, button Jessica. Look at you. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I see
hey, thank you.
Nappy Child got hers. Little baby getting there. She got her purple though.
Now, I don't
Um,
know if it makes a difference if it's U, capital U, and capital T in your boy Ty. U Urboi, capital U and capital T if you can't find it the first time. Hey, little
so
baby. You see 27 trying to turn me against you? You see the process, right, little baby? It's
nobody
com-
cares. I don't understand the whole painting your face white only to paint it back your own skin tone. Face on that.
I'm not painting it back my own skin tone. These are my highlighted areas up in here.
So why don't you keep your regular skin tone and just highlight the areas that
This is my regular skin tone. You'll see it. You'll see it, hon. You'll see
that's
it.
not it.
You'll see it. But again, and on the other side, because this is drag, I don't have to do my regular skin tone. But as long as it does blend, because I'm gonna have on some. Puma, Puma.
You gotta come on camera, but Jessica, with your LTD 27 hoodie. Um, what was that about? Um, okay, couple things that I saw this week. So, and I might, if I have some time on here, I might talk a little bit more. I like talking about astrology and science, and I do have a website that I go to sometimes that gives me information about sex and different signs. So if y'all are curious about that, we could go down there too. Um, but so I saw that your boy Ice Cube is saying Warner Brothers to blame because they've been blocking Friday sequels. I think Warner Brothers is doing us a favor because every sequel to the movie Friday has been horrible to me. They have all been awful. I haven't liked any of them. I like the original Friday, but next Friday was horrible. Friday after next was horrible. It,
Wasn't one of them with like a Christmas theme where they was
yeah,
chasing?
the Christmas, that was the one where they had Cat Williams in it, wasn't it?
Wasn't JB Smooth, I think, the criminal or something like that?
Think so. It was just
Like,
a
the whole
mess.
movie was about them chasing him through the
It was
neighborhoods and shit.
a mess. I really think if Ice Cube wants to be honest with himself, it's never going to be the same without Chris Tucker in it.
Was
And
he
because
brought?
Chris
I mean,
Tucker,
did they have
and
beef or
because
something?
Chris Tucker was only in the first one, all of the sequels have been horrible. That was back when Chris Tucker was fine back then. Mm, that bitch was fine back then. Ooh, Jesus. I need a drink. Let me pour up a drink now that I'm thinking about. Ooh, Mr. Tucker. Ooh, speaking of Tuck, you tucking tonight, sir?
I got too much to talk. I can't.
Wait, what?
I have too much to talk. I can't. I don't know what part
Well,
of that
get
you
your
didn't hear
life.
the first time.
Get your life.
I
Get
don't
your
know what part of that you didn't hear the first time. Why is he
get your.
trying me, Rachel? Why is he trying me?
I didn't try you. Genetics did. Don't get mad at me. Fuck.
Ooh, the kids, huh?
Okay, I'm gonna put some bubbly in it. I'm gonna use some of my mango bubbly as my base. Gonna make a little concoction. I have some Kettle One vodka that I'm gonna pour in there. I have a little bit of that red wine from last night. I'm gonna pour it in here, and we just making a concoction. We just throwing a bunch of shit together, throwing everything against the wall and see what sticks. That's what we're
Mm-mm.
doing.
Like they did you last weekend.
They did. They did.
I know. You ain't gotta tell me.
They did. They absolutely did that last week. Threw me from wall to wall, and I loved it.
Whore!
Yes,
Whore!
I was a whore.
Was.
Oh,
Teacher, you don't know your difference between past and present tense?
oh, that's kind of strong. Mm, that will definitely wake you up. Oh, oh. Anyway, you have any thoughts on this Friday mess?
Nope. I mean, like I'm with you on it. I wasn't. I'm
I
not.
I don't review Housewives of Atlanta. I haven't watched Housewives of Atlanta. Oh my God, in years and years and years. I haven't watched it. It's just unwatchable. It's unwatchable. The shit is unwatchable. Y'all know that's not my zhuzh. That's not my genre. I don't generally gravitate toward reality television. I've been doing it lately for the purpose of continuing to do reviews, but that's not my speed. That's not my cup of tea. Reality, because I find myself getting angry at these people more so than enjoying it or laughing at them. So I heard, I mean, I know what's going on with regard to the bachelorette party and the Bolo, but I'm not Bolo the entertainer is not new to us. I mean, we know who the fuck he is. He's been around for a long time. His music has been all over algorithmic internet for a long time. Excuse me. Bolo was even a part of that show that Vivica
Vivica,
Fox had with the black strippers or whatever. What was it
Chocolate
called?
Thunder,
Magic or whatever.
Chocolate Thunder.
No, I think it was called Black Magic. It was a reality show where she had all of these guys that were supposed to be strippers, and she put them in a house out there in LA because she was trying to get them a gig on Vegas and stuff like that. And so I mean, Stephen Beck was on there. What's the other guy that I can't remember his name right there now that was on there? Um, but there was a lot of the usual suspects with regard to thoughts on the internet and strippers that um auditioned, and Bolo was one of the people that did. I think that was like the first time the general public, even though he was kind of known on the internet, but that was the first wide ranging general public um vantage point that you got of Bolo. You know what? You were right. Because you can't have male strippers and then have whole rants about homo um homosexuality, because it's well known that most male strippers, if they're not completely gay, they are at least bisexual.
Gay for pay.
Not even gay for pay, just bisexual, period. And they don't mind, you know, dipping a spoon into the male sugar bowl. So oh, but in Jessica, take a picture of yourself in the sweater and I'll put it on the channel. I'll include it when I make my new intro. I'll include it on my new intro. I'm thinking about making a new intro, not right now, maybe in a couple months. And I think, and there's nothing wrong with that, little baby, because I do think that in order to be sex worker, you gotta have be a little more fluid sexually, and you have to be open sexually to a lot of different things. Because if you are very closed, you close yourself off to the money and to clientele or to a whole group of people that might see it for you. So I do think that if you are going to um, be a sex worker, you do have to be open to sexual fluidity. Mm-hmm.
At the very least, sexual propositions. Because
Um,
boys will try you.
oh, this is something that I wanted to talk about real brief because I have to talk about the horribleness. So yesterday we talked about um Rand Paul and how awful he is. Did you see that video time?
No.
Um I'm gonna play this for you. Um it is we talked about it on the politics of it all yesterday. Um but I think I probably need to show the video so that people have context to what he said. And then I'll talk about this other thing that's going on in the great state of Georgia. Because Georgia is a place that does horrible things. Um, hold on, let me find a video. All right, so what's going on with my internet? Okay, here we go.
Probably
Um,
include.
Here's the backstory, Ty. Hey, Raphael. Um, one of Joe Biden's nominees um is a transgender woman. For his administration is a transgender woman, and if confirmed, would be the first transgender woman a part of any president's administration. Um, and she is supposed to join the administration in I forgot the exact position, but it deals with healthcare and medicine and healthcare. She's a doctor. Let's put that out there. She's a doctor. Her name is Dr. Rachel Levine. And
Rachel?
mhm. So anyway, she is has to go before the Senate and have confirmation hearings where senators can ask her questions about, her viewpoints on things regarding the field that she's going to be in charge with governing. Um, so Rand Paul, thank you. She used to be the secretary of for the Department of Health for Pennsylvania. Thank you, Nicole Stevens. Thank you. See, I have very smart people in the audience. Anyway, so I want to show you the video where Rand Paul had some things to say to her during his questioning. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because my computer is acting real slow right now.
Hmm. Hmm. I
It's
ain't
acting
gonna say
like
nothing. I ain't
um
gonna say nothing, but
shut up. Shut up. So here's the video. If it'll play. God willing. Oh boy. While we're waiting for that, I don't know what's going on with my internet.
it's cheap.
It is.
That's okay.
It is.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me, D.
It's
Um,
me.
I have been enjoying your dance history lessons. Oh wow. Um, okay. I'm just getting into Shawnette and Lil Baby's dialogue. That went left really quickly. I don't know. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Maybe if I do this, y'all forgive me. I don't know what's going on.
Unforgivable. Unfucking forgivable.
I'm trying to do it on my laptop, which is in my lap, and it just like froze up on me. So I don't know what's going on. So while that's doing its thing, um, hey, what's going on, Jason? Who we effing around today, Jason? If you play your cards right and you got enough going on, downstairs, we might have a conversation about effing around, Jason. What you got going on downstairs, Jason? How much you working with? How big is your Jason? Inquiring minds want to know.
i.e., his.
I know that you put your ear to the screen too, or hey, Starkey. So, yeah. So I know I wanted to talk about that, but my internet is being an ass right now. My computer's
Mm-mm-mm.
coming back up. I never haven't been invited back. Oh, I mean, but you might be a bottom and you might have good cooch and maybe you don't use your stick. So that doesn't speak to whether or not you get invited back. I'm just saying, Jason, Jason, you real quiet over there.
Don't go down that hole with him, Jay.
Size 12s don't mean a size 12 shoe don't mean nothing but the fact that you got big socks.
Oh,
I don't does not equate to big jump. I might not be advertising for me. I could be advertising for the women in the chat who want to know what you working with, so they gonna know if they gonna let you dip your spoon in their sugar bowl.
I don't even think that's a concern of women.
Trust me, the women in my chat want to know how big it is. Put a 27 in the chat, my ladies. If you as a lady always want to know
That
the
man,
size of your
you in here trying to question, trying to test his fidelity. 20 years. Come on now. Ain't that a blessing?
Wait a minute. So you talk about you always been invited back? Of course, because you're married. Your wife gonna invite you back. She gonna be like, don't bring that P no here no more. Of course she gonna invite you back. See all of these 27s in the chat, Ty, the women's is want to
Of
know.
course.
My people are not a part of the size doesn't matter committee. Okay, they ain't a part of this motion in the ocean. Is not the size of the ship. Because if we're stuck in the ocean, you feel a lot safer on a cruise ship than you do on a life raft.
This
Every day
man.
is draft day, right? I ain't playing with you, Jason. Every day is draft day. I'm editing drag. Um, what did I say last night about Drag Race UK? I don't remember.
I think about
I usually never get along with my sign, but I do get along with Aquarius, Libra, Scorpio, Aries, Capricorn. What sign are you, L Love? I do know there's only like two or three signs. I think it's two, maybe three, that are compatible friendship wise and romantically with their own sign. And I know Capricorn is one of the few, one of those signs that is compatible with both, with their sign, both friendship
you would,
wise and
you would.
romantic.
Of course, it would be Capricorn. Fuck it. Of course.
I mean, that's one of the things I know about my sign. Or don't do me, as I'll be forced to do you harder. It does look like y'all want to know about these astrological signs, and so I might go to my little website. Todd, you did notice all of the 27th. I just want to let that. Jason, you did see all of the 27th in my chat. So as much flack as people give me about always asking the question, the people want to know. The people want to know. Oh no, I'm about to play it now, little baby. Don't worry, it's coming. My computer is back up and functional. I'm just waiting for the video to load. And
Damn, you got
mhm.
Ella?
Oh, you're a Virgo, L Love? Okay. That's Virgo, I think of what, late August, early September, right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Oh, I forgot to push. Damn it, it's not gonna work. I forgot to push share audio. I hate that you have to do that every time. It's so stupid. Okay, there we go. Oh, why did I close it? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Stupid Elton. All right. You see, the GOP gods don't want me to play this fuck shit from Rand Paul. They're trying to stifle me by slowing down my internet.
Gotta blame somebody.
Can somebody in the chat put the position that Dr. Rachel Levine is being nominated for? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. I know Nappy Child is somebody to be on it. Can y'all put what position she is nominated for in Joe Biden's cabinet? Right, Jason. They are. That is time. Um, Young Rich. That's him. That's
See,
him. That's him, Young Rich. How you doing today, Young Rich Skinny? But I
yo,
but don't come with the BS because I can see it from a mile away and I will call you out. Assistant Secretary of Health. Thank you, little baby. Um, Ty might agree with me. Unfortunately, L Love, and because I've seen more peen than a bathroom urinal at a stadium, over here down to the Rainbow Coalition compounds, specifically the wing that houses us black gay men, our wing, there is proportionately or percentage wise a large amount of large penises. Not that there aren't any with small, because there are a lot of people with small. But when you look at the numbers percentage wise, we probably have more than our fair share of large penises. So in my career and in my life, a large slab of beef have has probably entered me quite more often than I'd be willing to admit. Have I had something that size before? I'll never tell. I'll never tell. Debate. I'll never tell. I'll never tell. Let's get into this video. If it'll play. God. Is it gonna play? I'm like that too, but I won't call you out, but you'll know the future. Okay. Red Paul needs not a wand. You know what? Don't do me, it's me, D. Do not do me. God, always coming for me. Always coming for me, but not coming for me. Always coming for me, but not coming over me. Y'all, I don't know. I'm about to give up on playing this video. It's just not
Okay,
working
second you said I got a video.
right. Like it's like the GOP said, "Oh, we heard you. You said you got a video. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that."
Oh, I guess I felt my struggle, bro.
Is that supposed? Was that eyebrow supposed to look like that?
Is your face supposed to look like that?
Yes.
Ugh,
Like it's fine.
shit.
I'm just. Or are you fixing it? Fix it, Jesus. Fix it like you said you would. I will keep my good eye on you and sit back and observe. I'm a bird. Now my computer is having a whole meltdown. A whole fucking meltdown. I don't know what's going on with it. I have no idea what's going on. It's so aggravating at this point and frustrating. And y'all know how I get. I get in these moments.
Yes, it's me, D, on Bigo Live. URBOITY. I'm hosting a lip sync competition and I'm opening up with a little ditty.
I don't even got nothing running in the background. I'm damn near running in safe mode, and my shit is acting stupid. Whatever.
Do you remember the gist of what he said?
He basically equated her being a trans woman to genital mutilation
Why are you
and
worried about the genitals?
started to lay out all of the organizations that had spoken against genital mutilation. And this clearly has nothing to do with her ability to perform her job as the assistant secretary of. These are the people that y'all put in office
These
from the
are
great state of Kentucky, along with his colleague Mitchell McConnell.
the honorable.
But yeah, and I had a good clip where it showed not only his comments, then it showed Senator Patty Murray and how she um, um, rebuked him openly on it, and now this shit won't work. Like this is pissing me off, and I could easily play the YouTube version, but if I do that, YouTube is gonna flag my channel. Um, and all of that stuff because you're not allowed to play YouTube videos on your YouTube channel. So let's just say this is angering me. And y'all know how I get. I get to these moments where I get real mad, frustrated, and angry, and I just want to log off. I just literally want to log off and just say fuck it. But that's kind of where I am.
You gonna let Rand Paul do that to you?
Yes, it's not Red Paul. It's my computer.
Pay your
It,
bill, huh?
huh?
Pay your bill.
You're not helping. You're not.
Mm, you wasn't helping when you asked me. Are you trying to
Sir,
be a white woman?
sir, sir.
I'm just gonna leave these sprouts alone. I don't have the time.
God.
I'm okay with them.
So I think I got one that might play, God willing, if my computer will play nice. Y'all, I'm trying. I'm trying. Y'all know I get frustrated when my technology doesn't work the way I want it, and I just get flustered, frustrated, and I just shut everything down. I'm good for just pressing a button and just be like, "Fuck it, I'm off." And I hate that I get like that sometimes.
I do too. I do too.
I you know how I get tired. Ty knows I get like that. I get to the point where I just get frustrated and I just be like, "Fuck it, bye."
And you log off, go jerk off, and
And it's
then
all about, yep.
be like, um, did I do too much? Oh, I just jerked off. I feel better now. I'm like,
Mm,
girl, why are you calling me with this? The fuck?
Hopefully this one works. Hold on, let me make sure because I don't know if I did share audio. I did restart my computer twice already. I think it was just I don't know. I don't know what it is. All right, let me make this big.
Genital mutilation has been nearly universally condemned. Genital mutilation has been condemned by the WHO, the United Nations Children's Fund, the United Nations Population Fund. According to the WHO, genital mutilation is recognized internationally as a violation of human rights. Genital mutilation is considered particularly egregious because, as the WHO notes, it is nearly always carried out on minors and is a violation of the rights of children. Most genital mutilation is not typically performed by force, but as WHO notes, that by social convention, social norm, the social pressure to conform, to do what others do and have been doing, as well as the need to be accepted socially and the fear of being rejected by the community. American culture is now normalizing the idea that minors can be given hormones to prevent their biological development of their secondary sexual characteristics. Dr. Levine, you have supported both allowing minors to be given hormone blockers to prevent them from going through puberty, as well as surgical destruction of a minor's genitalia. Like surgical mutilation, hormonal interruption of puberty can permanently alter and prevent secondary sexual characteristics. The American College of Pediatricians reports that 80 to 95% of prepubertal children with gender dysphoria will experience resolution by late adolescence if not exposed to medical intervention and social affirmation. Dr. Levine, do you believe that minors are capable of making such a life changing decision as changing one's sex?
Well, Senator, thank you for your interest in this question. Transgender medicine is a very complex and nuanced field with robust research and standards of care that have been developed. And if I am fortunate enough to be confirmed as the Assistant Secretary of Health, I would look forward to working with you and your office and coming to your office and discussing the particulars of the standards of care for transgender
Yeah,
medicine.
the specific question was about minors. Let's be a little more specific since you evaded the question. Do you
Mm,
support the government intervening to override the parent's consent to give a child puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and/or amputation surgery of breasts and genitalia? You have said that you're willing to accelerate the protocols for street kids. I'm alarmed that poor kids with no parents who are homeless and distraught, you would just go through this and allow that to happen to a minor. I would hope that you would have compassion for Kira Bell, who's a 23-year-old girl who was confused with her identity. At 14, she read on the internet about something about transsexual. She thought, well, maybe that's what I am. She ended up getting these puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones. She had her breasts amputated. But here's what ultimately she says now. And this is a very insightful decision from someone who made a mistake, but was led to believe this was a good thing by the medical community. I made a brash decision as a teenager, as a lot of teenagers do, trying to find confidence and happiness, except now the rest of my life will be negatively affected, she said, adding that the medicalized gender transitioning was a very temporary, superficial fix for a very complex identity issue. What I'm alarmed at is that you're not willing to say absolutely minors shouldn't be making decisions to amputate their breast or to amputate their genitalia. For most of our history, we believe that minors don't have full rights and the parents need to be involved. So I'm alarmed that you won't say with certainty that minors should not have the ability to make the decision to take hormones that will affect them for the rest of their life. Will you make a more firm decision on whether or not minors should be involved in these decisions?
Senator, transgender medicine is a very complex and nuanced field. And if confirmed to the position of Assistant Secretary of Health, I would certainly be pleased to come to your office and talk with you and your staff about the standards of care and the complexity of this field.
Let it go into the record that the witness refused to answer the question. The question is a very specific one. Should minors be making these momentous decisions? For most of the history of medicine, we wouldn't let you have a cut sewn up in the ER, but you're willing to let a minor take things that prevent their puberty, and you think they get that back? You give a woman testosterone enough that she grows a beard, you think she's going to go back looking like a woman when you stop the testosterone? You have permanently changed them. Infertility is another problem. None of these drugs have been approved for this. They're all being used off-label. I find it ironic that the left that went nuts over hydroxychloroquine being used possibly for COVID are not alarmed that these hormones are being used off-label. There's no long-term studies. We don't know what happens to them. We do know that there are dozens and dozens of people who've been through this who regret that this happened and a permanent change happened to them. And, you know, if you've ever been around children, 14-year-olds can't make this decision. In the gender dysphoria clinic in England, 10% of the kids are between the ages of 3 and 10. We should be outraged that someone's talking to a 3-year-old about changing their sex. I can't vote for you if you can't make a decision.
Thank you so much, Senator Paul. Senator Levine, thank you for answering the question. I will turn to Senator Baldwin.
Amen. That whole exchange was a damn mess. A whole ass fucking mess.
She didn't have no better clapback, no better retort.
No. She did the right thing. First of all, Rand Paul knows he asked her a loaded question that will take way longer than I think they get like 10 minutes each to do question and answer. And so rather than go down this rabbit hole with this rat ass bastard, she said, if confirmed, I'd be happy to come to your office and meet with you. Bitch, I can come to your office and teach you something that you probably should have learned in the same medical school classes that I took.
She should have said that. She should have said that.
No, but see, the thing about it is you got to play politics. You got to know, basically, because you notice he felt disrespected, which I'm glad he felt disrespected because he had disrespected her. And the same thing, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you notice, whenever people from the Trump administration would come before Congress and get asked a question by the Dems, they would start off with this 3-minute long soliloquy. Thank you so very much for presenting this question to me. I respect you as a member of Congress, and go through this whole long song and dance and waste and take up the time of the person asking the question, which goes back to the infamous reclaiming my time, which which my girl Maxine Waters let what was that that was Secretary Mnuchin when she told him reclaiming my time, she said, "Let me stop you right here because you're not answering my question. I'm reclaiming my time." And he was like, "You can't do that." She was like, "No, it's my time, and when it's my time, I can reclaim it." I was like, I don't blame her because she was like, first of all, he was disrespectful for even asking her that because he was trying to call into question her being a trans woman. And then the other part of it is it's a minute situation where she was, because I went and looked it up. She very much so knows that for a minor to have any medical procedure, you need parental consent.
Right,
She
right.
was speaking on the case of a minor that was, I believe, 14 at the time, but in the time in question, at first was 14, but then by the time it got to the point where they were talking about medical procedures, was 16. And they had been kicked out of the house and was homeless because their parents kicked them out of the house um, because they identified themselves as trans and so forth. And they had been kicked out of the house. They were living on the streets. And the thing about it is, she had been asked, should that minor, do you think that minors like this one in question should have the ability to have be given hormones and have if it gets to that point, gender reassignment? Now let's be clear. Doctors, and see, this is how Rand Paul sounds like a fucking idiot. And you have degrees in medicine. You don't go to the doctor and say, "Well, I want gender reassignment," and it happens within a month. It takes years, literally years, before they will do any type of gender reassignment. You got to go on hormones. You have to take all kinds of classes to to determine where you are mentally and whether or not you are prepared mentally to have these types of surgeries. You have therapists that you have to see to determine your mental and emotional state to see if you truly are um have the mental faculty with which to make these type of decision, life changing decision and so forth. So even if they had said, okay, we're okay with this um, person getting surgery, it probably would be years down the line, so far down the line where they probably would be 18 by the time they actually went through with the gender reassignment. So for Rand Paul to go and make all of this long song, that kind of instant. I was kind of upset with Rand Paul with that fuck shit, but this is Rand Paul we're talking about. This is the state of Kentucky where we murder people in their homes who are doing nothing but just at home, not bothering nobody. And you have the police bust into people's homes and murder them for no reason. That state, the state where you elect people like Rand Paul and Mitch McConnell, the state of Kentucky. Fucking mess. Fucking mess. Exactly, Jake. That there's so few cases like that is so negligent for Rand Paul to even mention that and bring it up. Um, it I mean, a mess. Another, since we're talking moments in Black history, if you recall, the movie Hidden Figures was one of the
Correct.
main characters was Mary Jackson. Um, um, Taraji
Correct.
played Mary Park. Taraji played Mary Jackson in Hidden Figure. NASA is renaming their headquarters after Mary W. Jackson because of uh, her role and her significance in the space program and what she was able to do with and for the space program. NASA is renaming its headquarters after Mary W. Jackson, who is a huge figure in Black history. I am so glad about that. And yeah. Then we have the story of Safari and Erica Mena this week. Do you see all of the fuck shit? That's your part of the world, Ty. Safari and Erica Mena are up there in one of the 5 boroughs with you. And it's me deep. Up there in one of those 5 boroughs with you giving you the real tea, Terrence. I saw you in here earlier, Terrence. We were playing the video, but what's up, Terrence? You, Terrence, it's me, D. All of y'all are up there in the 5 boroughs. And y'all got Safari and Erica Mena running around with their little brand of fuckery.
What they do?
So, huh?
What they do?
Apparently, Safari came out this week saying that getting married was one of the biggest mistakes of his life.
Oh shit. Getting married or getting married to her? I mean, I guess it's all the same.
Let's be clear. I feel like he wanted to have a child at some point. And so Erica Mena was an end to a means to an end, I should say. I just don't understand. You know what? It's so disrespectful. I apologize. It is so disrespectful for me to follow up speaking on the greatness of one Mary W. Jackson and follow that up with the fuckery and fucktitude of Safari Samuels and Erica Mena. I apologize. So I will talk about other bigger and better things, like the fact that a biopic about Fannie Lou Hamer is coming out, and is in the works. And if I remember, was it Common? Somebody was behind it and involved with this damn it. I think it was Common. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Common who is going to be who is going to work to produce a biopic of Fannie Lou Hamer. If you're not familiar with Fannie Lou Hamer is, shame on you. But I think her story does need to be told. The Democratic Party itself would like you not to tell the story of Fannie Lou Hamer.
For those of us who are not enlightened or enriched with the story of Fannie Lou, can you give us a
Fannie Lou Hamer is from the South. She is from Mississippi, I believe. It's either Mississippi or Alabama. I know I'm going to get that wrong. But Fannie Lou Hamer was a civil rights activist. She fought for the voting rights of Black people in the 50s and 60s. She was not allowed to vote, and she fought vehemently in the South for the rights of Blacks to vote. And so she went to the Democratic National Convention.
Was that 72 or something like that?
This is in the 60s. and she got on the mic. She had a platform there, and she was giving a speech. And her speech was so powerful, and her speech called into question everything that was the American government and how horrible they had been to black people and how shameful they were for the treatment of black people and their ability and rights to vote. So much so, the president of these yet to be United States of America purposely had a press conference and news briefing that caused all of the cameras and all of the television broadcasts that was broadcasting her speech to go to cut into what she was saying and go into what he had to say, because he did not want her to continue to put out there all of the things that she was saying to shed a light on these yet to be United States of America. Mhm. The same LBJ who later passed the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act. That same guy, if you need him. A mess. Yeah. But you know, Fannie was used to being in jail even before Fannie even got that platform. Fannie talks about the first time she was arrested and put in jail. She often talks about how that is what made her want to go and fight harder for her right to vote and so forth. And so I'm very curious about the story of this biopic that they're going to write on Fannie Lou Hamer. Hold on. That I I tried to ignore a call and it put me out. Anyway, so I'm very curious to see this biopic that they have on Fannie Lou Hamer. Very curious to see it. Now the movie came out this week with that spoke on that was about Billie Holiday. What's the name of the movie? God damn it. Oh, the People versus it's the People versus Billie Holiday. Hold on. What's the name of the movie, y'all? The United States versus Billie Holiday. Thank you. Um, I saw it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. A lot of people did not watch the original biopic of Billie Holiday entitled Lady Sings the Blues. And that to me was more of a Billie Holiday biopic, whereas this movie specifically highlights the horrible things that the FBI and the United States government was doing to her, and not necessarily her whole life. So I like jazz and I like blues. I love for me, I love the old school female jazz singers. Like I love me a Sarah Vaughan. I love me a Ella. I love me a Billie Holiday. I love you know what I'm saying? You know, Natalie Cole. I love those ladies that go all the way back. Those ladies back in the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s that was putting out blues and jazz, even Lena Horne to a certain degree. I only like certain songs by Lena Horne, But it's so many of those girls from way back when that was singing from their soul, singing from the depths of their spirit. Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan. I will sit there and listen to a Sarah Vaughan. It wasn't a lot of people didn't realize until the movie Lady Sings the Blues came out that when she sang Strange Fruit, um, that she was talking about the government lynching and killing black people. I knew it because I had a teacher back in when I was in high school that taught us that, and I had some phenomenal teachers in high school that really taught real Black history all year round, and really helped me know who I am as a person. But oh no no no, but MV, and I understand some people just don't like that genre of music, and that's okay. I'm not a huge fan of instrumental jazz. I'm not a huge fan of instrumental jazz, big band and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of that. But of the classic jazz and blues singers, I'm a big fan. And for me, it's the voice. It's it always starts with the voice for me. Um, it starts with the voice for me. I fall in love with the voice. And if you can capture me with the voice, and you can capture me with what you can do musically with your voice, you got me. You got me. And that's what it is for me. That's why some of the greats and some of my favorites. That's why I don't respect a lot of singers of today. Just saying. Like one of my favorite singers, modern singers today. You people you people have canceled and don't really see it for. Is Chrisette Michelle. Chrisette Michelle has
It's a
arguably
person.
one of the greatest voices and is one of the most talented singers in music today with the things that she can do across genres. Her singing opera to gospel to R&B to jazz, blues, and everything in between. Rap, hip hop, rock. She can do it all, and she can write as well. And so I just, Diane Reeves, yes, Nappy Child. I mean, some of these people, yeah. I was listening to Sarah Vaughan a couple of days ago. I was like, oh, but it's okay if that's not your thing. That's not your thing, and I'm okay with that. You never heard of whose music, Jason? Listen, Lil Baby. A lot of people need to take vocal lessons from Chrisette Michelle. Chrisette Michelle vocally could do the damn thing. And it's so weird because if you go to a Chrisette Michelle concert, she will hit all segments of music genre, and it's almost like her tone, intonation, and the timbre of her voice changes with each genre. Like she almost sounds like a totally different person when she, morphs into who she has to be for that particular style or genre of music. It's so phenomenal here. Oh, I would challenge you, Jason. Here's what you need to do. If you want to be ingratiated with her, you listen to the first album. You gotta listen to the first album. Right? That first album gave you real, true, authentic. That I Am album, her first album is I Am. It came out in I want to say 2007, 2006 or seven. You can press play on that first album, and go from beginning to end. And every song on that First Percent Michelle album, I'm gonna tell you this song, the songs that did it for me on that first album, track number 2, Work It Out Love. Oh, that was when she gave you Work It Out Love for those girls that was like, oh, I just need you to be a powerhouse and just go out there and sing and get stank with it. She got stank on that Work It Out Love. Then I love the I think it's track 9 or 10. I think it's 10, which is Love Is You, where she's sitting at the piano and she's singing Love Is You. And I was like, oh, and it's very simple. It's just her and a piano. It's no other accompaniment. It's no drum set, no other. It's just her and the piano. She's sitting, she's playing the piano, and she is singing about love. It's called Love Is You. My favorite song is probably I Am One. Ty, if you remember, I did a video for Five Black Guys for I Am One. That was when it was a black and white video, I remember, where I lip synced to I Am One back in the day. I remember that that's probably my favorite song on that album. It's the last track. It's so many good albums. Best of Me is just, if you're like me, if you like a song that's just not too much or not too little, it's just real, just laid back. It's a song you on a Saturday, you just round the house, chilling, having a
Jerk the
drink,
car.
or cleaning the house or washing dishes. Best of Me is that type of song. Um, Remember my old intro was Let's Rock from that album. My old intro from my old channel was Here We Go, Here We Go, Here We Go, Here We Go. Let's rock, let's rock, let's rock. It's just another one of those. But I would tell you that Jason, Epiphany is a great album too. Epiphany, that was the second
What's your
album.
favorite
That was
rapper?
the album with oh, another great song from the first album is This the Way Love to You? There's a whole breakdown in that song. Is This the Way Love? Oh God, I'm telling you, that whole first album, you could just sit and just let ride. When I get off here, I'm gonna just do that. Sit and let the album ride. Epiphany album had a lot of great songs. A lot of people like Blame It On You. I'm sorry, Blame It On Me. That was my song. I liked the Playing Our Song. That was my jam. Um, what was my other song? Playing Our Song. I did an intro with Playing Our Song too. Um, Notebook was my song. Um, I'm okay. I'm okay is one of those songs where you be done went through heartbreak and you got your heart broken and you need to bring yourself out of the heartbreak and you still crying, but you just gotta tell yourself, I'm okay. Oh, I remember listening to I'm okay. That was my jam. Oh, oh God. Um, what's my other song? Oh, I'm missing one of my songs. Wait a minute. I'm missing one of my favorite songs from the album because my mind just went blank. Hold on. Oh God, what is it? Wait, hold on. Let me look this up. I can't remember the name of the damn song. Um, all I ever think about is you. Oh yes, definitely. That's what I'm. Oh God, all I ever think about is you. Was my jam. On My Own was my jam. Another one. Yes. Another one was my jam too. I'm done, done, done. I'm done, done, done. Oh, that Infinity album was, but that was, yeah. Notebook was my jam too, child. That album was good, child. Don't get me started on Chris Evans. I'm gonna get Chris Evans say. Now, Jason, you talk about the Jodeci era. If you going back to the '90s, I'm a fan of '90s music.
You're a 90s kind of girl.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Great.
an '80s,
Yeah.
'90s, which is why I like Chrisette Michelle because she wasn't made for this genre of music, this era of music. Chrisette Michelle is made for back in the day when you had to be a singer in order to make it in the music industry, unless your name is Mary J. Blige and you just ying and ying around the house and still make it.
Wow.
Um,
Disrespect.
that was disrespectful, huh? That was kind of disrespectful to Mary J. Blige.
Mary ain't never do nothing to you. Huh?
Girl, if you're a neo soul lover, you will love Chrisette Michelle because they put her in that genre. If you look up her, they will say she's neo soul. So if you like neo soul, you'll love Chrisette Michelle. And she writes for that's where she makes the most of her money. She writes for a ton of people. Your era was the '70s and '80s. Patty, you know what? I was having a conversation with somebody, Patty, about Hate Rita and all of the different versions of Hate Rita and her music. My favorite Hate Rita era was the '80s. I love '80s Hate Rita. The bops and the I love those up tempo Hate Rita '80s songs with the synthesizers in the background. She had the little the shortcut and everything. I love those um
Hate
first four
Rita
albums from Mary J. Blige that I'm out. Listen, all you got me from Mary J. Blige is What's the 411. After What's the 411, I don't have a clue. If I had my way, little baby was her first single. That is the song that introduced people to Chrisette Michelle. That was the first single from that thank you so much, L Love, for your contribution to the channel to where your cash out. Um if I had my way is how I found out about Chrisette Michelle. I was watching Video Soul and not Video Soul, VH1 Soul. And this was back in '06 or '07. And the song came on and I just let it play. And I was like, what's this heifer over here singing? And I loved the song, but then when I bought the album and heard all of the other songs on the album, to me, if I had my way from that first album is on the bottom third of the best songs on the album. If I had my way, it's not even on the top half of the best songs on the album. And she sings on If I Had My Way, but it was more R&B for that time, and so that's why I guess that's why the album or the record company promoted that song. But for somebody like me, it introduced me to her, and I found her album and found all of the other stuff. I was like, "Oh, you gotta be fucking shit me! Who is this for?" But yeah, right, Patty Duke, the Who's Zooming Who and the Jimmy Lee era, you know, of Hate Rita, that era in the '80s when she was doing duets with George Michael, knew you were waiting. Ah, knew you were waiting for me. I didn't falter. Nothing I still believe. Valley with love, it didn't stop me. Oh, oh, knew you were waiting. Oh, knew you were. I love hate. That's my favorite era of Hate Retha. That is my favorite era. Like, listen, I love the '90s because the '90s was as much as people talk about the '60s being the heyday for black R&B groups with some of the old time groups that came up in the Motown era and stuff like that. To me, R&B groups is what the '90s was made for. You had an explosion of male and female R&B groups in the '90s, all of whom could sing down. Do you hear me? Hey, Really B, up, Ty, and there's Really B.
Who? Oh
Hey,
hell!
Mom, my love.
Oh hell no! I know she ain't woke up in here.
While Ty is getting himself together, I just want to also say again, if everybody would, Ty is going to be going live on his Bigo channel tonight at 8 p.m. He's having a big lip sync contest. For those of you who love shows like Drag Race, or if you love going to a good drag show, Ty is having a lip sync contest on his Bigo channel tonight at 8 p.m. He will start it off with a lip sync that he's going to do. He hasn't even told me what he's doing. And so he's going to start at 8 p.m. sharp. I would love for everybody, if you could go on and watch Ty and give him a click and a view over down to the Bigo. Download the app and go over to Bigo. You can find him by searching your boy Ty. That's URBOITY. URBOITY. Just like you see when he comes right here. Well, let me put the his
Thank
name
you
up on
for
here.
saying
So
that. Thank you.
hold on. Huh.
Hey, Really B. I saw all those unmasked pictures you was taking. Yes, another app. I ain't asking you to stay.
There is his name on screen now. So if you search his name on Bigo, you will find him. I really want everybody to go and support him. He's giving out actual money and prizes for this, and it's a big thing for him. And y'all know Ty is my boy, and I fights about Ty. Um, even though he don't fight about me, but I do fight for Ty. That is my friend. That
I
is my
will
real,
fight
real
you. I will fight
right boy.
you.
Um, but yeah, please go and support him later tonight.
Thank you. Thank
Back
you.
to
Thank
you.
you.
Do you want me to invite Really Be up so you can cuss her out on camera?
No, no.
Oh,
Some of those pictures y'all were not eating, really. It's okay, though. I ain't judging.
you are. He told me he was gonna cuss you out, but he backpedaling and pussy popping off of that. Without
No,
talking, he said, "You
no,
wait till
no, really. I can't.
and I cuss her out," and now he backpedaling and pussy popping off of it. But what I was saying was the '90s.
So much, Nappy.
Thank you so much, Nappy Child.
Hold on
Nappy,
now.
Nappy Child. That's why she'll fuck off.
My phone don't recognize my face, so it's not.
Oh,
So I guess I'm working. I'm doing something right.
anyway, no, listen, I keep a snack near me. The only thing I have on this little table right here is this what's left of my bag of Alexander the Grapes. I got some more of those Samoas over there, Jason, if you need me. You need me to go get them? Saying. I keep something around me. You know me. Um, what was I about to say? Um, yeah, the '90s was the decade. As much as they herald and laud the '60s for the R&B, the black groups, to me it was the '90s. There were so many both male and female R&B groups in the '90s that the R&B group, and there were still, solo artists as well. But if not, when you saw the demise or the diminishing of the R&B groups, that is when, to me, you saw the death and the diminishing of the R&B genre after the '90s.
Drew Hill was one of my last favorite groups.
The last real R&B group that I was here for was maybe Jagged Edge. Maybe Jagged Edge. That was the last one. Um, but when you go back to the '90s, you're talking about Jodeci, Boys to Men, Troop, Silk, Shy. Um, I miss many groups. Um, Soul for Real. Solo. Um, Mint Condition. New Edition. Was still around in the '90s, and I'm specifically, limiting it to the '90s. ABC, BBD, and I'm talking about '90s R&B groups, and that's just on the male side. You know what I'm saying? If I start to go H Town, if I start to go to the female side, you got TLC, Moke and Step, Brown Stone. Um, they
Blue
just
Theory.
I forgot about Guy. Listen, everybody loves Stokely. Everybody loves some Stokely. SWV, um, Escape. I forgot about 702. I forgot about 112 from the '90s. I didn't even mention 112 from the
Total.
'90s. It was the '90s had this explode. Jade from the '90s, In Vogue, Black Street. It's the '90s had this explosion of tremendous and wonderful um groups, R&B groups, and the music industry killed that because the money just wasn't right. The money was not right, and you ended up seeing a lot of those R&B groups fall out because um, as a group, if you were somebody like a Coco at SWV or Stokely in a mint condition, or the list goes on and on and on. I forgot Immature, they later became IMX. And you're doing Total. I didn't even mention Total yet. Um, if you're the lead singer, the main singer, you're doing the lion's share of all of the work and performing, but you then have to divvy out everything equally amongst the group. Not to mention, you then have to contend with the fact that 95% of the money being made, the record company is keeping for themselves. Listen, listen. It just wasn't, and so it wasn't profitable to be a in the '90s group. Jeanne, yes. Hey, Mr. DJ, you can get this started. Everybody to party. all night, all pretty, so we can bring it out with the party. Hey, Mr. DJ. Arrested Development. Remember Arrested Development? That was my group. Black. I loved Black. I loved me some Black. Do you hear me?
Everyday people.
Who is
Yeah.
calling me? God.
Oh, myself. Everyday people. Yeah, yeah.
So call me, I gotta get kicked out. Every time somebody call me, I gotta get kicked out. Dear God,
I'm okay with that.
I'm sure you are. But you know, those of us from back in the day, we come from the era where you grew up in middle school and high school, always having a blank cassette tape in your boom box set on record and pause, so that when your song came on the radio, you press pause and start recording your song because you was too broke and too cheap to go buy the album.
As I
I'm
said,
sure,
a blank one, you better record over something.
okay, listen, in my house, we kept a blank cassette tape and we kept it on. You know how you would have to press record and play at the same time, but then you press pause so it wasn't recording. And as soon as your favorite song came on the radio, you immediately press pause so it started recording. You had to be ready. You had to be ready. You had to have that finger quick. Yes, it's quick on the draw, little baby, quick. Because you knew these kids nowadays would never know what we had to go
But
through.
that depends on if you was trying to catch commercials or not. 'Cause,
Mm-mm. You didn't do the whole radio broadcast. You only did it when your song came on.
sometimes you just press record and let it go. Catch the
Well,
whole quiet
it
storm.
depends because I'm not gonna lie. In Miami, when those underground radio stations came and when niggas learned how to tap into radios, the radio frequency and start broadcasting their own radio stations from their house. You had, Rufus and them and Ray and them that started having live radio stations from their house. And it wasn't nothing the FCC and them could do at that time. So in Miami, there was this explosion in the mid 90s of the underground radio station. And that was all of the local DJs would, go in their basement, well, not basement, we don't have basements in Miami, or go in their garage or go in their little room and put up the little antenna with the frequency. And now they got a radio station, a FM radio station at that, not even an AM, an FM radio station. And they would, broadcast stuff, no commercials at all. And they would be, DJing right there, playing all of the nasty versions of the songs and stuff like that. Like I remember that. That's how Uncle Al became so big in Miami back in the day because he had one of the first what we call underground radio stations that everybody flocked to it. And um, you could record, like you said, you could record for hours on it, but they was gonna be jamming for hours, like playing all of your jams for like an hour and shit like that. All of the Miami bass and booty music that you needed to have you one more good session, out in the backyard. Shit, child. Listen, Jason. I bought a CD player. I'm gonna tell you the reason I bought my first CD player was because when the Janet album came out, when the Janet Jackson's Janet album came out in what was that, like 92 or 93? I literally between that album and Mariah Carey Daydream, not Daydream, Music Box album, the album before Daydream, those two albums right there, both of them the cassette tape pop because I used to play both of those two cassettes so much. I went and bought it um, from Sam Goody. Remember Sam Goody? Remember having to go to the music store, Sam Goody, and buy your little albums or whatever, or you will order it for a penny on Columbia House or whatever. When they used to send you the little CDs or whatever for a penny or 7 cents or whatever the fuck it was. Um, and I remember I played that cassette of Mariah Carey's Music Box album and Janet Jackson's Janet album so much, both of them popped. And I was like, I'm not gonna do without my hoes. I'm not gonna do without my two girls. And I remember I said, I'm gonna save up and I'm just buying me a boombox. And I bought me a boombox. And my first two CDs that I bought at the same time was Mariah Carey's Music Box and Janet Jackson's Janet album. I remember that. Sam Good
Goody got it.
Sam Goody. I remember going to Sam Goody. Sam Goody. These kids will never know what it is to go to a music. They have no idea. Kids nowadays have no idea what it means to go to a music store and actually shop and go through all it. Remember, they had the different genres of music in the different parts of the store. Child, They'll they'll never know. They'll never know. All 80,000 of those music subscriptions were the CD. Right. It was Columbia House and it was some BGM or BMG or whatever. I remember. Yeah, well, you got like a bunch of CDs for like a penny or something. Child. I remember I did that with the first time I did it with Columbia House. I got, oh, I forgot Tony, one of my favorite groups of all time. Love me some Tony. I remember I got the Tony album with If I Had No Loop on it, that album with Anniversary and Lay Your Head on My Pillow on there. That album, that Tony album right there, everything, everything. I remember that's when I got I got the Boyz II Men album. I think it was the second album, the one with Pretty Brown Eyes. You know, I see. No, that's not Boyz II Men. That's Mint Condition.
I was going to say who?
That's Mint Condition. God damn it. I got that Mint. I got a whole bunch of guy groups on that first um Columbia House one CD. I remember.
I bet you've been in a whole bunch of guy groups.
You're right about that. Hey Little Walter is from the first album. Jason, yeah. Hey Little Walter. Yeah, that is first Tony album. You gotta go back.
Do I still look like a white woman? I still have some darkening to do. But
So you got 2 hours, less than 2 hours. You better hurry up and get your life in order. You have less than 2 hours.
had I not been running my mouth with you.
Mind you, y'all, he's been doing this for the last 4 hours. Since
No,
like
I just started when I got on with you. I only had that first layer on.
you know what?
I started my eyebrow.
55 minutes. I don't think Anniversary is that long. Even the extended cut of Anniversary. How long is the extended cut of Anniversary? That is my part. Today is a special day out, not just any day. Cause you can have everything for your baby. Tell your supervisor,
Even early today.
I can see you for the rest of your day. That was my that was my part. That was my part. Or lay your head on my pillow where he say la la lee la la lee la la lee lay. That's my part. I love it. Listen, Raphael Sadiq sings down. Do you hear me? And can write some good music. Raphael Sadiq can sing and write his ass off. Trying to tell you, man. Trying to tell you. It's so funny to me because one would argue during the 90s, the numbers would probably argue or say that TLC was the best in terms of numbers female R&B group. But think about how many female R&B groups were way better than TLC. Could sing them under the table. But the numbers in terms of record sales and stuff like that will probably list um TLC as the top female R&B group. I'm not going to agree with that, Jason. I'm not going to say D'Angelo crushed the 90s. I'm not saying D'Angelo was bad, but to say that he crushed the 90s, he wasn't that big in the 90s. He was not that big in the 90s. D'Angelo, nah, he wasn't. In terms of male R&B singers, nah. Nicole, listen, Nicole, see, Brownstones in terms of the whole group and their singing ability and their harmonies, Brownstone is up there with the best of them. I shudder to find a female R&B group whose harmonies are better than Brownstones. Because the way,
Escape got one of the best harmonies.
But Escape didn't have, everybody in Escape couldn't sing like that.
But we talk about their harmony as a collective.
The harmonies as a collective, no, I'm not saying there aren't any, but there are very few. Where you're gonna find, and even with Escape did, if you go into music theory, Escape did a lot of the traditional stacked chords, where it would be the arpeggiatic chords that they would do with their harmonies, whereas Brownstone was doing, ionic chords and doing more minor scale chords when you really get into music theory that the groups just were not doing back then. Even though there was a song recently that sampled If You Love Me, that sampled a small part of that song. When you really go back and listen to the music of If You Love Me and their harmonies and some of the core progressions that they did in it, the other R&B groups were not doing that. And so that's why I like them. En Vogue was a great group. Everybody in En Vogue could sing. All of them could sing. It's right. They were not big. You're right. They were good, but they did not have the notoriety and the progression of they just didn't get the accolades that they should have. But there was a lot of groups that didn't get the accolades that they should have. Hell, the group Shy, people only know Shy for If I Ever Fall in Love, but my favorite Shy song is probably Comforter. I love me some Comforter, or Baby I'm Yours was my song by who that was my song? Baby I'm yours. Want to take all my sweet love. That was my shit. Yeah. That was my song back in the day. That was my song. Even some of the solo artists that could sing down and didn't get the acclaim and notoriety that they could have, like a Tony Terry. Tony Terry can sing his ass off. Do you hear me? Just didn't get the acclaim that he should have. You was drawing a blank with Comforter is lay down and tell me what's on your mind. What exactly did he do to make you cry this time? Well, I will be your comforter. I will make it right. That was my shit. You know, I forgot my favorite R&B group of the 90s. Y'all know what my favorite R&B group of the 90s is? I didn't even mention them, and that is sacrilege. My favorite R&B group of the 90s, male R&B group, is High Five. High Five was my group. High Five was my group. Do you hear me? Tony Thompson could do no wrong with my eyes, except for the whole, getting addicted on drugs. But well, that was because Tony Taylor was light skinned and he had naturally dirty blonde hair for a black guy. So he had a high top fade and naturally dirty blonde hair and was black. So it didn't quite fit in with what they were trying to. And he came during the 90s where the 80s was the time for the light brights. And then when the 90s came, it was more of the dark skin that they were hell, even Tyrese had a successful music career back in the late 90s. So my favorite songs by High Five is so many. She's Playing Hard to Get, Quality Time. Oh my God. Quality Time. Quality is Never Should Have Let You Go, which was featured on track 2. Never Should Have Let You Go. Hey, what's going on, Blazing? What's good, boo? Never Should Have Let You. Listen, the quality of music in the 90s, whereas the 80s really was about solo artists. Like, you remember more solo artists from the 80s than you do anything else in R&B. The 90s was like, nah, we here for the groups, and there was a lot of great R&B groups back in the 90s. Blazing, what you doing? You want to come on and give Ty some tips on how to do this damn makeup?
Please.
LGS, you know what? For all that people talk about that group with Gerald Levert, Johnny Gill, and Keith Sweat, I only know one song, which was My Body. In the middle of the night when you think my body's feeling for you, baby. Let me tell you, let you know what I'm feeling, baby. 911. I mean, that's the only song I know from that. I cannot tell you a single other song. I'll wait.
I mean,
exactly.
Because he died right after.
Now, don't sing all of those speakers. Sure. What the problem is, you have people who have the ability to sing that just choose not to. For example, Christopher Brown. Christopher Brown has a voice. Christopher Brown can actually sing.
Which one say, "Don't wake me, I'm dreaming"?
That's Christopher Williams.
Oh.
That's Christopher Williams. That was my jam. Catch me out. If you want to come on, let me know. I'll see you later. So you how to do this damn makeup. Hey, Stephanie. To me, Christopher Brown, the only song where Christopher Brown really sang is a song that's not his. It was a song that he did with Jordan Sparks, No Air. And him and Jordan Sparks went in and let ham on that song. They sang the hell out of that song. Tevin Campbell is, you can, Jason, let me help you understand. You could not talk bad about Tevin Campbell in these parts. Tevin Campbell is one of the is in my top 10 male singers of all time. I could argue he's probably in my top 5 male singers of all time. I don't know because there's so many singers that I can put in my top 5, but he definitely makes my top 10 singers. Kevin Campbell, he's in my top 10 male singers of all time. Top 10, easy, without question. And so when you start to talk about, because I saw somebody talking about Chris Brown and Trey, not Trey, goddamn it. What's the boy name? Trey Songz, that's what I'm thinking about. And what they could do versus Usher, it's not even close. Usher sang. Usher had a lot of bops and a lot of, upbeat songs. But Usher always grabbed the mic, stopped dancing, and said, I'm going to sing and give you voice, which is why I will always respect Usher before Christopher Brown or Trey Songz. Speaking of Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak have already recorded a collaboration album. The first single is supposed to be released next Friday. I'm all here for it. I am here for all parts of Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak together on the whole CD, on a whole LP. Oh, I'm here for all of it. So here for it. Love Anderson Paak. Love Bruno Mars. And them collaborating together. They already released the artwork for the I don't know if it's the artwork for the single or for the whole album. It's already out there. I'm so here for it. I saw it earlier today. Me and my best friend were talking about it. So here for it. We can't wait. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Listen, Anderson Paak and Bruno Mars together? Really? That's what we're doing? Oh, we're here for it. Here for all of it. Here for all of it. Listen, Jason, that whole first listen, Can You Help Me is Usher's best song. Can You Help Me? I listen to Can You Help Me by Usher at least once a week, probably a few times a week. That was my whole callback tone. You know how back in the day, a couple years ago, where you would call somebody and a song would play while you waiting for them to answer instead of just a regular ring. Can You Help Me was my callback tone for a while. That whole 8701 album is my favorite album by Usher by far. It's not even close. But that first album by Usher is so slept on. I was so in love with that first Usher album. Usher and I are the same age, but he is born, I think, 2 months before me. He and I are apart. He's 2 months older than me. Why am I getting so many phone calls today?
If I was a rich man.
It's been phone calls and it keeps knocking me out. How? I'm not familiar with that album, Jason, but I will go and look it up. I am not familiar at all, but now you have me intrigued, and I'm certainly going to go look it up and maybe download it. Listen, catch me. I'm so mad you brought up Can You Help Me? Can You Help Me is my song. Listen. When I tell you Can You Help Me is my song, oh God. You know what else is one of my songs? Now, people, Monk Chip, you're going to be mad, and a lot of people get mad with me. I wasn't the biggest fan of Music Soul Child. I was just not. I love Anthony Hamilton, but Music Soul Child, I was just, Anthony Hamilton, I love. There are some people who I really love and I just don't care for like that. Like Music Soul Child is one. You know who's another artist that is they're just I'm not saying that they are not talented and can't sing. It's just I don't really care for them. I didn't really care for Kim. He just didn't really do. And I've seen Kim in concert many times because he always when there's a neo soul concert, you usually get Kim there. It was just one of my one of my favorite concerts that I've ever been to had Chrisette Michelle, Maxwell, and Anthony Hamilton all on the same stage. I would cheer for all of it. And Solange. I'm sorry. Solange was the opening act. It was Solange because Maxwell went last. So it was Solange into Anthony Hamilton, into Chrisette Michelle, into Maxwell. Gave me everything I needed in life. Everything I needed and more. Everything I needed and more. Kim is good. No, I'm not going to deny Kim, but when Kim comes through, I just be like, oh, okay, Kim. I'm just saying. Hey, Miss Honey, I didn't even see you come in. Hey, Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey. Don't you hear me calling you? I know you hear me calling you, Miss Honey. You know the background is Miss Honey. Miss Honey. The background is Miss Honey. It's the background dance for me in that video. It's so many. Listen, y'all get me talking about music, and I can go until the cows come up. You know what? One of my favorite songs by Tevin is. My favorite still is the original. Tomorrow by Usher. Before his voice changed, still could never do any wrong.
Usher.
Huh?
You said Tomorrow by Usher.
Not Usher. I meant Tevin. Damn it. Tomorrow by Usher. You know, tomorrow will bring better you, better me. Another we'll show this world we got more. All of that. That is probably one of my favorite. That always in my heart. It was something about always in my heart. When he sang that song, I felt like he was singing that to me. I didn't know it at the time, but I had a real big crush on Tevin Campbell back in the day. Once I came into knowing who I was, I realized that I had a big crush on him. I didn't know it took so long to put on makeup. That takes dedication. I'm too impatient to wear makeup. Well, Ty has told me that there's a big difference between women wearing makeup and when you're doing drag wearing makeup, because women wearing makeup just accentuate their female parts and the female features in their face, whereas males have to do this whole transformation from looking like a man to looking like a female, and then doing the makeup that goes along with being female. So there's much more contouring and stuff that goes on. You know who's another singer that is one of my favorites that's left? James Ingram. God bless the dead. James Ingram sings down.
Give me one of his songs real quick.
By James Ingram, 100 Ways by James Ingram.
100 ways. Yeah.
James Ingram. That James Ingram. He used to sing a lot of songs with Patty Austin too. Jeffrey Osborne I was conceived off of a Jeffrey Osborne song, so a Jeffrey Osborne can do no wrong.
I remember sitting in a gay bar and somebody was like, "You know that's Freddie Jackson." I was like, "What?" And he was sitting at the end of the bar. Like,
Sure.
I was like, that is. It was like, yeah. Okay.
See, Jeffrey Osborne goes back to LTD, On the Wings of Love, Love Ballad, We're Going All the Way. Those are all Jeffrey Osborne. The Woo Woo song, all of that is Jeffrey Osborne. all of that. So but men back in the day in the 80s and 90s, male R&B singers had to sing. You had to have pipes. Cause you had people like Lupa out there, Howard Hewitt could sing down. Howard Hewitt from Shalimar, who started off with Shalimar but then went solo. Howard Hewitt sings down too. But you have people like Lupa and Stevie who can sing down. Do you hear me? Sing down. 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 Al Jarreau, yeah. Yeah. Al Jarreau, Al Jarreau used to sing too, yeah. Yeah. And then when you talk about Patty Duke, when she was talking about the 70s, when I think about the 70s, I think a lot about a lot of the bands in the 70s, Parliament and Funkadelics, the greatest band of all time, Earth, Wind, and Fire. The Earth, Wind, and Fire is the greatest band of all time.
We call them the Elements.
Right, just the element. That is the greatest band of all time. Philip Bailey, as much as they talk about the original lead singer, Maurice Wilson, for me, it was Philip Bailey and the voice of Philip Bailey. That high, that high first tenor of Philip Bailey. Listen, let me help you understand something. I was here for all parts. All parts. Listen. Jason, don't mention Luther because I get teary-eyed. My favorite Luther Vandross song, believe it or not, is a Christmas song because my favorite song by Luther Vandross is "Oh Come On Faithful." It was on his Christmas album. And the way Luther Vandross sings the second half of that "Oh Come All Ye Faithful," it was like I knew that the good Lord was descending on a cloud of fire in a chariot made out of gold when he sang that second half of "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." Ooh, I forgot about "All for One." I said "Truth." I did say "Truth," Moncton, but I forgot about "All for One." Should Shalimar get a biopic? I don't know. They had an unsung. I did watch the unsung. One of my favorite groups of the 80s was Atlantic Star. I loved Atlantic Star. Atlantic Star, both iterations of the Atlantic Star. The Atlantic Star that was a big group with the female singer who had the real heavy voice, and then the second iteration of Atlantic Star that got way more fame. The first iteration of Atlantic Star is the group that you hear like on Silver Shadow, that Atlantic Star. The second iteration of Atlantic Star is the one with Secret Lovers and Always. Always is my favorite song by Atlantic Star. Girl, you are to me all that a woman should be, and I dedicate my life out to you always. That was my favorite. What? That was damn. And Secret Lovers. But the first iteration was Silver Shadow and stuff like that. And If Your Heart Isn't in It. Atlantic Star had some hits. Listen, that was my group. I loved me some. See, y'all trying to take me down this rabbit hole talking about these 80s groups and singers. I'm gonna go Angela Winbush. I'm gonna go Vesta Williams. I'm gonna go Shirley Murdoch. Listen, my favorite Shirley Murdoch song is not the traditional. My favorite Shirley Murdoch song is "In Your Eyes." "In Your Eyes" by Shirley Murdoch. Ooh, Patty Duke, "Send for Me." Ooh, that's my jam, Patty Duke. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Hey, Sly Sylvia. Hey, boo. Patty Duke, don't do me like that. Ty, Sly Sylvia, say hi to you. I know you over there.
Hey, Sly.
Go ahead. Child, y'all taking me back with the 80s. Oh, you know, Cheryl Pepsi Riley used to be singing back in the day in the 80s that y'all before she became a fixture on Tyler Perry's stage plays, Cheryl Pepsi Riley was singing back in the 80s. You know who I was listening to? A 90s R&B singer that was singing down and just didn't. I think she was robbed of what was a great career. Um, why this girl name just left my brain? Uh, um, I like this smile. God, why can't I think of this woman's name? I love your smile. Oh God,
Shanice? No, not
Shanice,
Shanice.
thank you. Shanice Wilson. Very, very.
You talking about that?
You know what? But my favorite song by Shanice when she sang "Feels Like I Did Yesterday," so I can stay. Oh, if you is not, but I can't say goodbye. I'm on my way. Listen, whew, Shanice is that was my horn. What that woman used to sing for me. Sing for me. And I done talked all this music and haven't even really spoken of the greatness of my vocal trinity. I need to start to talk about that. Ready for the word list. You taking me back now. You taking me back. Um, people always ask me about my, cult like following and the fact that I stand for Mariah and why. And I always tell them it was from the first time I heard that first song, Vision of Love. And you heard the rips and runs that Mariah was doing in Vision of Love. And I said, at first I thought she was white. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna try to act like I just knew. At first I was like, who is this white chick singing like this? Because back then, white chicks singing like that was few and far between. You had your Taylor Danes of the world and Lisa Stansfield and stuff like that. And then, it wasn't too many others. Girl, Mariah Carey came out there and I was like, oh, bitch. Bitch. And that was before her first album came before my voice changed. And I could hit all of the notes, even the whistle notes, easily. And I was like, here for her. That woman could sing down. The stuff that Mariah was doing on the first and second album, and especially when you would hear her sing live, hey Shakira, on the first and second album, I was like, Mariah, you need to stop playing with me. You really need to stop playing with me. She was really R&B the first two albums. I would say Music Box is when she started to get more and by the time she got to Daydream, she was fully ingratiated in pop. And Mariah Carey, believe it or not, Mariah Carey is one of the people responsible for making or transitioning R&B into pop. Whereas there was a clear distinction between what was pop and what was R&B. It was Mariah Carey in the mid 90s that was doing things that was making R&B more pop, and by her introducing a lot of the white culture to rap with her infusions of rap into that song, and because she became more pop and always had rappers and stuff in that brought the influence of more rap and hip hop into mainstream media. But she has to be credited with a lot of that. Um, that first Mariah Carey album, listen, baby, it's all in your mind. On that first Mariah Carey album, listen. It's so much. Denise Williams. Denise Williams is a vocal library. Denise Williams, remember she used to sing backup for, I think, Stevie. I think Denise, before she became solo, Denise, if I'm not mistaken, was singing backup for Stevie. And even Stevie would say he was always amazed at the stuff that Denise Williams could do. I'm gonna tell you somebody else who was put out for being a background singer. Kelly Price. Remember, Kelly Price started off as Mariah Carey's backup singer. And Mariah Carey, if you went to a Mariah Carey concert back in the day, she, like most singers, would do things to highlight her background singers. And Kelly Price would get on the mic and just sing down. And Kelly Price, took that and took off from there and became Mariah Carey started off as a background singer for God, I can't remember who Mariah Carey used to be a background singer for, but she was a background singer at first in her late teens and so forth. So shouts out to all
It
of the
wasn't Brenda K. It wasn't Brenda K, was it?
I think it was Brenda K. Starr. I think it was Brenda K. Starr.
I
Thank
don't know
you.
why that name just pops out when you said Mariah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brenda K. Starr. She was a background singer for her. And Tamia is, I think Tamia has always been underappreciated. Um, my favorite Tamia song is "I Know This Time Is Love." Love that. Oh God, that song right there. What will I do? Where will I go? When is my turn? How will I know that you're the one I'm dreaming of? I hope this time is love. That woman sang down. Oh, when I tell you that woman sang down, I hope this time is love. Listen to me. One of my favorite songs is that compilation between Tamia and Eric Benet. Spend my life with Tamia and Eric. But Eric Benet sings down. Let's not get twisted. Eric Benet could sing his ass off, and Tamia could sing her ass off. And when they got together, I'm not listen, Patty. Dude, don't get me started on Miss Black Butterfly herself. Like silken dream, take flight as the darkness gives way to dawn.
Do you remember that movie that Martin Luther King?
And
That Martin
hold
Luther
me
King movie
as
that
you fly. Now your dream is finally been born. Black butterfly, sail across the waters. Tell your sons and daughters, oh, what's the ring? Don't get me started on Black Butterfly. Don't get me started, Patty Duke. Wow. Stranger in my house. She sang down and straight there. Tamia sings down. I met Tamia in person. I met Tamia back in what year was that? I think that was 99, back in 1999.
Oh
This
my
was back when her
God.
husband, Grant Hill, her husband, Grant Hill, was still playing for the Orlando Magic at the time. I was in the March of 100 and we had a performance at for the Orlando Magic. And we were underneath getting ready to perform. She was supposed to come before us and perform the national anthem. And I didn't even realize it was her because she was just standing there. She having like this jean outfit, and she was just there. And somebody was like, "Is that Tamia?" And I went over there. She's real short, real short. She looked to be about a good 5'1" or 5'2". She was real short, and we went over there like, "Hey." And they were like, "Hey," she like, "Hey, I love y'all, you guys." And we were like, and I was like, "Oh, I love you, Tamia." And I gave her a hug and stuff like that. I took a picture, but this was back in the days when you had digital cameras and you had to print out the pictures, and I think I lost some pictures. Carl Thomas didn't do no listen. My favorite Carl Thomas song is still "Emotional." Listen, when me and the Bay broke up, I spent about 8 hours listening to "Emotional" on repeat and crying real tears. Oh my God. Carl Thomas. That song "Emotional" is something to, oh dear God. The part that would always give me was where he would say, "Inside I'm crying, oh, inside my heart slows down." Oh, uh, whew, don't get me started. I will start remembering. We'll break up. I mean, Jason, you're talking about Stevie Wonder, who belongs on the Mount Rushmore of greatest
Fuck the two.
music artists in the history of mankind.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Yeah,
say
I
great.
mean, we're not. That's not up for debate. Not Luther. I'm sorry. Stevie Wonder belongs on the Mount Rushmore of greatest music artists of all time. Black, white, blue, purple, no matter what genre you can think of. My aunt and uncles are huge fans of Will Downing, Nappy Child. I mean, Will Downing is okay with for me. When I think Will Downing, I think Rochelle Farrell, who's the greatest vocalist to ever touch a microphone. I also think of Melba Moore. I love me some Melba Moore. Listen, listen. Melba Moore's what's the name of the song? The End of the Rainbow by Melba Moore. Shit, why I can't think of this song. God damn it, I can't think of this song. Anyway, I think the name of the song is Melba Moore. By Melba Moore is The End of the Rainbow. But my point is, if you've never heard that song by Melba Moore, go and listen to Melba Moore sing that song. And at the end of that song, I promise you, Melba Moore hits a note and holds that note for no less than 2 or 3 minutes.
No,
Full
somebody did a lip sync performance the other day, and I don't even know what
full
song.
voice.
I've never heard the song before, but that last note
She
was
does it.
like,
She does it full voice. She does it in the upper register, full volume, and it's just holding this note for like 2 minutes. The other side of the rainbow. Thank you. Thank you, Nappy. I knew somebody would know something. If you never heard Melba Moore sing The Other Side of the Rainbow, go and listen to that song. And when she gets to the end of that song and holds that high note for about 2 or 3 minutes, and you be like, wait a minute, I know she ain't still singing. Oh, I know she's still not holding this note. Oh, no,
I
this
bet.
one
So,
is still not holding the note.
what's the name
She,
of it?
she is.
What's the name of that song?
The Other Side of the Rainbow. I didn't know about the song until I saw a drag queen perform it. And
I,
matter of fact, it was this was maybe about this is almost about 20 years ago now. Um, I saw Madame Marissa perform that song. Um, and I didn't know. I knew it was Melba Moore. Um, but I had never heard that song, and I was like, wow. Just the way she performed it was so much. They showered that woman with so much money. Like she was laying on the ground by the end, and you couldn't even see her because she was a um under a bed of money that they had showered her with.
yeah, this is the song. This drag queen did this the other night. I had never heard this song before.
The Other Side of the Rainbow. Yep.
I never heard it, and I was
You
like,
know,
this is
shout out to the drag queen community because a lot of times they will break out and pull out songs from artists that we know, but songs that are less known by those artists and phenomenal. Like I've seen some songs that I've or artists that I've been introduced to that I didn't know about that artist. or maybe I didn't know a particular song from an artist, I only got because it was performed in a drag show or something like that. And I go back and I'll be like, oh. Like for example, even some gospels, I'll tell you, give you a perfect example. The first time I heard There Is No Failure by Reverend Milton Brunson was before it was performed on Living Single. Remember CeCe Winans came and she sang in the choir with them when Regine wanted to sing There Is No Failure. I had heard that song before that, and I had never heard it, but I saw it because I had went somewhere. I wasn't in the gay club, it was somewhere, and there was a drag performance. And I was not into drag queens. I was like, who is this drag queen and why are they disrespecting gospel music like that? But the song gave me life though. And I said, what song is that? Because I need to go listen to that song. And I found that song by Reverend Milton Brunson, There Is No Failure. There is no failure. That is my jam. I love me some There Is No Failure. And when I tell you that drag queen performed the hell out of that song, There Is No Failure. Listen, she performed that song like it was the last song. Like Jesus himself was about to descend on the clouds. But Patty Duke, it's so funny because after I heard The Other Side of the Rainbow, and I was already familiar with her song Falling, the song Falling by Melba Moore, classic Melba Moore, Falling. Um, falling, falling in love, where she holds that note on Falling. And I always talked about on Falling where she held that note on Falling in Love. And I was like, wait a minute, that's a long song. That's a long note. And so when I heard The Other Side of the Rainbow, it made me go and look for more Melba Moore songs where she was just holding these outrageously long notes. And she became my aunt began to tell me, she like, yeah, that's Melba Moore. She's gonna hold a note like no other. You know what I'm saying? So it really made me go back and watch her. The only person who, other than Melba Moore, that I remember listening to that would hold notes like that is I'm Kojic, and so we would have the Clark sisters would come to my church all the time and perform with us, with our choir or whatnot back in the 80s, and because our pastor was very close friends with Mother Mattie Moss Clark. Anyway, when they would sing Jesus is a Love Song back in the 80s, and Karen would hold that note at the end. When she did her Finally album, people talked about how long she held the note on the Finally album when they redid Jesus is a Love Song for the Finally album. And I was like, you got to go back to when they were performing as a group back in the 80s when Karen really was out of pocket and out of order and would just go out there and just sing her ass off. And she would be holding that note way longer than that back in the day. Melba Moore came from Broadway. Oh, okay. Listen, Miss Honey, when we had we remember me, Eddie, and Terrence had the live talking about gospel music and some of the greatest gospel singers of all time. Daryl Coley was on all of our lists, and Daryl Coley is probably the greatest male gospel singer ever. That's not up for debate. That's not up for question. It's Daryl Coley and everybody else. It's just how that goes. That's how that goes. Hell, when they did a tribute to Patti LaBelle, and they were going to do If Only You Knew, Patti LaBelle said, I don't care what song you do of mine, there are two singers that I must have if you're going to do a review tribute to me. I must have Rochelle Farrell as a female, and I must have Daryl Coley as a male. He is heralded and one of the greatest to ever pick up a mic. Just saying. Listen, Priscilla Winans, better known as CC Winans, is one of my. She can do no wrong. I love a seat this. Cece could come out here and sing the phone book, and I will start shouting for Jesus and have snot bubbles and be prostrate out here on the ground. Do you hear me? She's anointed. Every time she sings, I'm here. Check out Melba Moore singing um Purely and Purely Victorious. I'm a Melba Moore. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Patty Duke. I'm Patty Duke. See, I need you to introduce me to some of this because I love Melba. I tell you, when I found out about the other side of the rainbow, I fell in love with some of the things that not Patty Duke, dear God, that Melba Moore was doing. So I'm definitely a fan of Melba Moore. I'm definitely a fan of Melba Moore. And so forth. Yeah, there's so many good singers. So many good singers. Ah, so many. God. And you don't hear a lot of people talk about Melba Moore, but Melba Moore was a phenomenal singer. She was a great singer. Great singer. Great singer. Ty, you want to give us a introduction or tell us who you're going to be performing? What you're going to be or not? Is it a surprise?
I will say all but one of the songs I'm doing have been mentioned. The artists have been mentioned already by you.
Oh, interesting. So one of the artists have this. Listen, Brandy is nobody's vocal Bible anything. She's the vocal pamphlet, maybe. If
Watchtower.
one of the religious, she's the vocal track. You know the little tracks that the
Mm,
little evangelists hand out. You know when they going around, spreading the gospel of Jesus, and they give you the little 2-page front and back, track that say, "Do you know Jesus?" Here's the sinner's prayer. That's what Brandy is. Bible, no ma'am. I don't have no beef or no smoke for Brandy at all. But vocal Bible, you're disrespectful. Anybody who says out of their mouth that Brandy is the vocal anything, you should never listen to them. You should never take anything that they say credibly or as serious because that's someone who does not know anything about vocal ability. That's someone who's unlearned of the history of the vocal talent of Black women across the United States. Brandy, vocal body. She wasn't even the best vocalist of her own time.
I don't know where they get this shit from.
Like, what are we talking about? I might even allow you to have that argument if you would say she was the best vocalist of her era. She wasn't even the best vocalist of her own era in her own time. I'm not saying the woman can't sing. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying she can't sing. I'm not saying she didn't have some songs that I'm like, I'd be here for. Listen,
I'm here for Full Moon all day.
my favorite, Full Moon is my second favorite album. My favorite album is still Never Say Never because my favorite song is on Never Say Never. So, and that's Angel in Disguise. But I'm not saying I don't like Brandy. Brandy, we used to pick at Brandy so much so because we used to talk about the fact that you could stick the state of Rhode Island in between her eyeballs because her eyes were like a fish on the side of her head, like you said, surprise around the corner. What's good? Surprise around the corner. But her eyes were so far apart, like you could stick the state of Rhode Island in between her eyeballs. I'm just saying. She was not one of the best of her era. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
Christina Aguilera was the best of that era? No, she was not. YoungRichSkinny.org, she was not. She wasn't. She wasn't. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Christina Aguilera fell into the she got she fell victim to over singing and doing too much. She fell victim to over singing and doing too much. Now, if you're going to talk about an error, I need to get a time frame of the error. I need a finite time frame. What years are you talking about? Because need I remind you, Brandy is the same whore who was doing this and could not sing and could not carry a tune. Do I need to remind you of that, Brandy? The baby, 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 Brandy, that one, that whore doing and she could sing 95 to 2000. That's you have to include Mariah Carey in that era. And you going to tell me Christina Aguilera is a better vocalist than Mariah Carey? If you tell me that Christina Aguilera is a better vocalist than Mariah Carey, I'm going to mute you, youngrich.org. I'm just going to mute you. Like, what are we talking about? 95 to 2000, Whitney's voice was already on the steep decline, and she was a far superior singer than Christina Aguilera. Are you fucking kidding me? Christina Aguilera? What do we? Who? Tell her to invest in a good tampon so that she don't be bleeding all over herself at the next funeral that she has to sing at. That's what you need to tell Christina Aguilera. Tell her to invest in, a good tampon or pad so that she don't have to be bleeding all over the place and having to run it down her leg at the next funeral they asked her to sing at.
Who funeral was she bleeding at?
Hell, we thought Christina, not Xtina. Now that's not to say Xtina can't sing. I love Xtina. Xtina can sing, but to say Xtina was the best vocalist of that time, no, ma'am, no, God. So why would if you say everybody and their mama no, can't nobody touch Mariah Whitney? Why would you say Xtina was the best vocalist of that time? Hell, Monica was a better vocalist than Christina, if you ask me, during that time. Because there's not a hell. Monica's first album alone sits and eats any album Christina Aguilera has ever come out with. Her first album alone, Monica Denise Arnold, her first album alone sits and eats any album that Christina Aguilera ever came out. And that whore was like 13 or 14 years old. Aaliyah can't sing. Aaliyah and Britney can't sing, so we're not going to even introduce them into the argument. Oh, you are disrespectful, young bitch skinny. You are disrespectful. You are very disrespectful. You are disrespectful. You are disrespectful. We'll poll the audience. Better singer. 1 for Monica, 27 for Xtina Aguilera. We'll poll the audience. 1 for Monica, 27 for Christina Aguilera.
Christina
is a better singer than Monica. Oh, you are disrespectful.
Well, Monica has a nice tone. She can sing, but
let me just mute him now. Whatever he was saying, we won't hear. We just won't hear whatever. Ty said, we'll just mute him now. Let him go over there and fix his makeup and mute him. You, young Rich, I expected better from you. What?
I'm gonna go because I got an hour, so I want to go over my music and do
Yeah, go, Ty, and get yourself. I didn't even know we've been on here for almost three. Listen, I done gave y'all almost 3 hours of my time. And I told Ty that I was going to be on here 30 minutes only. And that I did not even want to be live today. And I done came here and slaved and travailed and gave y'all 3 hours. And we done talked about so much in these 3 hours. It's 2 hours and 46 minutes. I had no idea. All right, Ty, listen, y'all make sure, because I need to go get myself situated as well. That y'all are on BeGo and that you all go to if you don't have the BeGo app, please go download the app BeGo and find Ty. His name is just as you see it on screen, URBOITY. And please go support him. He's going to have a whole lip sync contest at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He is going to perform first, and then he's having a contest, and there's going to be prizes for the contestants that perform. I'm excited for him. I will be over there because if I wasn't in the building, Ty would send me anthrax so that I could die. So, right, Patty Duke, I started talking about music, and we just went down a rabbit hole. We're not fake Christina. Although Young Rick Skinny, my favorite Christina Aguilera song is The Voice Within. That's the young girl, don't cry. I'll be right there when you're. That is my jam. The Voice Within, that's my favorite Christina Aguilera song. Go look it up. Great song. But no, and I'm not trying to disrespect Christina Aguilera. I love Christina Aguilera.
I'm gonna see you later.
All right, Ty. But she be doing way too much. She be doing way too much sometimes. And my favorite song by her is the one where she doesn't do too much. I think, and think about somebody like a Patti LaBelle. Patti LaBelle in the 60s and 70s when she was with LaBelle used to do a whole lot vocally. She was doing all kinds of vocal acrobatics. And when you hear the story of when they got Patti LaBelle and had her do her first solo album, her writers said, we don't want you to do all of that. We want you to, just listen to that first Patti LaBelle album, solo album. They said, we want you to just give them pure voice because they saw what she had and they say, you don't have to do all of that to be great. You can do it in moments and in spots, but you don't have to do it from start to finish. And it skyrocketed Patti LaBelle's career and her as a vocalist, So Christina always does too much, and I guess she be doing too much. Now I can't really use her voice because all of that over child, all of that over singing, yeah, she be doing too much. Be like, girl, all that, girl. Anyway, you're very welcome, L Love. I enjoyed being on today. Y'all got me talking about music and y'all get me talking about music. I can go on forever and ever and ever. I got my taste in music is so eclectic and so wide ranging that there's not a genre of music probably that I can't speak to and talk about because that's how wide ranging my taste is as a musician myself. So You're not gonna disrespect Jennifer Hudson in my presence, young, rich, skinny. I love Jennifer Hudson. I love Jennifer Hudson. I am a Jennifer Hudson fan. Do you hear me? One of my favorite. Listen, to this day. Thank you so much again, L Love, for your Cash App. You are so good. You, L Love, you like a lot of others are so good to me. And y'all know I don't come on here and I don't ask anybody to give me a dime. I don't even ask people to give a thumbs. You know how some people you go on some people live and they be like, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumb. I don't tell you nothing. I don't ask you to do anything. The most you might get me to ask you to do is give me a comment on a video. But I just ask y'all to come and enjoy and be a part. And I hope that you enjoyed today, and I hope that you're always able to be entertained and be informed. Um, that's always my goal. First, to inform and educate, and secondly, to entertain and to sometimes give you a way to get away from the realities and harshness of life sometimes. So I certainly thank y'all. I'm putting together something that I want to do next month, and I'm still putting it together where I do a subscriber appreciation day. Once I get it all narrowed down, I have an idea, but once I get it all narrowed down, I'll let you all know, and it'll be a day where we talk about you all as subscribers. Hopefully some of you all or many of you all will agree to come on and chit chat with me and talk with me. But it's something that I'm planning for next month, a subscriber appreciation day. So yeah, look forward to that and other good things on the channel. Anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal president active. Thank you for doing what you do. Please go ahead and put some Shondos in the chat as we go out. Thank you for being vocal president active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you, L Love and everybody else who sent me any type of donation via Cash App or Super Chat. Y'all know I love y'all. I'm here for y'all. Listen, I didn't even want to come on today. And Ty came and told me it's Saturday. You know your subscribers need to hear from you. And we're gonna do Silly Saturday. So I think Really B might be live now. And I should have been off already. And I'm gonna apologize to Really B for that. Anyway, y'all go over, get out of here, go over, watch Really because I think she's live now. I think I got a notification for her being live. We're gonna go over to Really Be and watch her. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, I got a couple reviews coming out tonight. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.